folks, welcome to the Blacksmith Shop. I'm Lin Rhea for the Historic Arkansas Museum. And today, we're going to talk about how you can pick a simple project and get into blacksmithing. If you have a source of heat, an anvil, a hammer, and a few odds and ends tools, you can use those simple projects to introduce yourself to the different techniques. And these are simple things. So we're going to, for instance, today try to forge the cup that goes into a spoon or a scoop or a ladle. And the principle is the same. You use the cupping action of either a stump that's been shaped or the Swedge Block. The blacksmith usually had a Swedge Block in the shop, so we're going to get one. Casey's going to bring it over here and set it right on top of the anvil. Now, Casey started with this shape, just cut out of sheet iron, and then he did some work here. But the part we're going to work on, concentrate on, is this circle shape. So he's got that kind of in place and thinned out. Thanks, Case. And what we're going to do is use one of these depressions that's in the Swedge Block. And just a word about the Swedge Block. This on every side it has different impressions. So we got this is not 90 degrees, but it's a V-shaped block. We got some small half round depressions, and we got some big half round depressions. And even on this end, on the other side, there's something. Let's just look at it and see what that is. Okay, we've got some big spoon dishes, and then we got one that obviously is a fireplace shovel. And so this helps shape the fireplace shovel. Since we are just working on something very light and simple, we're just going to heat this up. I waited intentionally so that you can see me actually heat that up. We're going to put that in the fire and hold it by hand. Well, I may not hold it by hand, it may be too hot. We're going to put it in the fire and get it hot right on that cup shape. And again, the stump itself has a burned impression, and you just simply start off working it, and as you hammer into it, the hot metal shapes it. It yields because it burns and chars it up, and you see the various shapes. This is a spoon, and this is a radial hemispherical dish. And this, I might just start on that right there, and you'll get to see kind of the sight and the smell of how this looks when you're actually doing it. So, and this is obviously just a piece of pine tree trunk, and the end grain is pretty sturdy, and you can see the cuts. And so it's so basic and simple, and that's what I want to impress upon you, that how easy it is to set up your shop once you do have an anvil. And a lot of people knows what this is. It's a ball peen hammer. Most people have access to that. They're easily found at flea markets, or you can buy one new. So let me check this real quick and make sure I can get it hot. I'm going to cool the handle, literally the handle to that spoon. I'm going to cool that in the water so I can actually hold it by hand. I think that would be a little easier for me to access. So it's not that hot. I could probably have held it. I'm going to just bend that a little more centered up. Okay, now we're going to go to this right here. Watch what happens see the smoke. I'm gonna get back out of it just a little bit. And the spoon actually is bigger than that depression. So I'm just going around it and it starts making the depression. The smoke is smell like a pine fire. So now we'll see if we can actually go to this depression and refine it just a little bit. Keep from creating so much smoke. This is more of a, it's not quite a true hemisphere, but it's enough to where we can get that spoon shape. We're back to orange heat. If you don't go ahead and rotate it and get full coverage, then you're not going to, the volume that the spoon ends up holding will be a lot less. So it's actually about there. Now we could probably, we'll probably move that, but then we can probably work around the edge and actually give it just a little bit more depth. That'll be the net result, the full effect. And then we'll file this edge clean and kind of polish up the edge so that it won't be sharp. And then he'll come back and put the whatever termination he wants to. I think it's going to be a rat tail hook. That way it can be hung up. And the position of the handle in relation to the ladle itself or the spoon itself can, depending on what he's going to do with it, it can be either straight, dead straight, or come up and have, remove the hand from the working end of it just a little bit up on a different level. So all that plays a part in what this is going to be used for. So we wanted to show you how that a simple swedge block or a stump with a depression in it will play a part in shaping simple shapes like this. Okay, good deal. We got all kinds of things going on. I'm going to be following up on Facebook and on Instagram with some show and tell photos, and we might shoot a short video clip and insert it in there too as well. We've got some interesting things brought to the shop today, but we're glad that you were able to be with us. So we're going to sign off now. Again, for the Historic Arkansas Museum, I'm Lin Rhea. Thanks for being with us.